Okay, now this final Old Rag Mountain Loop Trail video is for the layout. And my goal here is not to show you how to do every step of the layout uh, because I'd like to see more than, I'd rather not see 30 maps that all look the same, okay, or projects that look the same. So I'm going to show you some of the mechanical things that you have to do to uh, even get started, and hope that you will be creative in how you lay it all, put it all together and assemble it. Okay. So before we even get started on it, the instructions give you a warning about, or a note about creating a map of just Virginia as a locational map so that people will know where Old Rag Mountain is in Virginia. But it tells you about it down around step 10. So I'm going to start with that. And we do that before we even get into the layout view. So you see we have a map here already, and we have our 3D view that we're looking at right now. Here's our map view over here, and here's our 3D view. But what I want to do is go over here to catalog and right click on maps and put a new map, and it'll just add it. It'll just add a map to the project. Okay, now this thing looking like it needs to, yeah, I'm having, things aren't showing up. Maybe if I just wiggle this around, everything will show up. All right, so what I got to do is we want to make a map of Virginia. So I'm just going to go to our catalog and use a source that we've used before. Um, I'm going to minimize all of this for now because it's just a little cluttered. And I'm going to add a folder connection to the C drive and ArcGIS Data 2016, and then OK that. You may have yours inside of another ArcGIS data folder. I'm not really sure. It might be installed differently. But what you're trying to get, you want to drill into the folder until you find 2016. Okay, then we can find USA, open up census, and I want to find detailed states, not detailed state line. Don't use that. You want the one that says detailed state, DTL underscore ST, and add it to the map. So we've got all of the United States there. So what we'll do is we're going to go select by attribute. We have detailed states and new selection, and we're going to add a clause. And we want the state name to be equal to Virginia. Add it and then run it. And you see it got selected. Right click on detailed states over here, go to selection, and then zoom to selection. Okay, but notice that the bottom border is flat, and that's a telltale sign that we haven't projected it. So for this one, I think I'm just going to use a one of the UTM zones. Excuse me. And let's just apply it to the whole map. Click on the map one. You could call this map Virginia if you want to. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to call this Virginia. Okay. And then right click on this detailed states. Actually, let's do this first. Right click on Virginia, and let's go to properties, coordinate systems, and we're going to try to find a projected coordinate system that works for us. And I believe we're in 17 and 18, so we're going to open up UTM zone, NAD 1983. And let's find zone 17. See how that looks. That looks good. Okay, and now we're going to right click on detailed state and go to data, export the features, and it's going to export the selected feature. And it's getting it from the detailed state layer, the output feature class. Click on the folder, or just I'm going to type in Virginia. I'm going to call it Virginia outline. Yeah, I'll just call it Virginia. And then we run it. And if we turn off detailed state, you'll see we still have Virginia. So you can remove that. And now you have Virginia. Click on its box. Let's make the outline 2. Oops, it went to 3. 2. And make it a black line. And change the color to, we're going to make it a gray. Let's see what that looks like. That's pretty good. And we're done for the moment. Okay, now let's add a base map. And let's use topographic. Let's use binoculars. Type in Old Rag Mountain. There it is. Turn off Virginia for a moment. I'm going to go back over here underneath. Nope, that wasn't it. It was locate. We can just bring it back by hitting enter again. There it is. So zoom in on Old Rag Mountain. And now we're going to click on analysis, create tools, or sorry, tools, and we're going to search. Actually, it's already down here since we used it recently. If you don't see it here, you'll have to search for create feature class, but I have it, so I'm going to click it. And this feature class is going to be called Old Rag. I'm going to underscore that. Old Rag Mountain MTN, and I'm going to call it call it star. And it's not a polygon this time, it's going to be a point. And our coordinate system will be the same as the current map, that UTM zone 17. And then we run it. And so now what's happened is we've created a point for Old Rag Mountain, but you still don't see a dot on the map. And that's because this is, again, just a feature class that's waiting to be edited. So we have to go up and click edit. Click create. Select the Old Rag Mountain. It's going to be, we're going to create a point. And I'm just going to go like to the summit right here. I can see that that's the highest elevation right there. So I'm going to click right there, and it makes a blue dot. And then I can save it. Are you sure you want to save? Yes. And then you can clear the select. It's already selected. We can just clear it and see it's a black dot. So now you go over here and click on gallery. And we're going to use a star. Star 3 is good. And I think I'm going to make it larger. Let's see how that works. It's a 10-point star. I'm going to pop that up to like maybe 16. Let's see how it looks. Okay, and then turn back on Virginia, and then I'm going to zoom to Virginia. So right click on Virginia, zoom to layer, and there it is. I'm going to turn off the base map. And now I have the locational map. Actually, I think the line is a little too thick. So if you, when you're making your map, if it seems like it's too thick of a line, it probably will be because you're going to make it small. So I'm going to bring that down to 1 point. Okay, so now that map exists, and our 3D map exists. But we need to change the base map in this one. Go to map, because the instructions say that this one's supposed to be an imagery. So go here and change it to imagery. Okay, and you really don't need this trail map on here, laying on the terrain, because you already have a flat planar map right there. So I'm gonna leave this up to you. I mean, it's kind of cool to have the map on there because when you go into 3D, it's draped on the mountain. But you may prefer to to rotate this around, and then let's see if I can get this set up in a good view. But if you turn off the image and you have the trail, yeah, the trail's just hidden on the side of the mountain right there. It looks like one heck of a hike right now. These are impressive. But the idea is you get a perspective that you like. I tend to like this one because I can see I can see the whole trail, maybe like that. Okay, and so that's one view, and then there's the map view on this one. This is supposed to be your main one, which is really engaging for the viewer. And then this is the locational map. Where in the state of Virginia is it located? And the only other item that you'll add is your graph that you made, your three-dimensional profile that you made. Okay, and so let me get into layout view and show you how to bring these in. Okay.